Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be working with Photopea and creating the scales for the fish or your lizard. Now, one of the things to keep in mind when you're working with creating the scales, there's many ways to copy. One of which, to duplicate the fruit, is while holding down the Move tool, while using the Move tool, holding down the Alt key and using the touch screen on the Chromebook will work, as well as using the mouse will work. So holding down the Alt key and using the mouse or the touch screen will work. You can always right click on the layer of the shape and duplicate it. Also, any object layer that you're on, you can go edit, copy, edit, paste, or Control C, which is copy, then Control V, which is paste. Control J will duplicate the layer just automatically, and you'll just have to move them. All of them you'll have to move it, but the Alt allows you to move it. That's the only difference, the Alt and the touch screen, or the Alt left click mouse. So I hope that helps with that. I'm going to go into demonstrating it now on how to make the scales itself. I've got my fruit here, my guava, and you can see how it looks on the fish right here. I've already placed my drop shadow on there just to add a little contrast. Keep in mind, if it's not working out, adjust it. You're the artist. You can check and see. I'm going to turn this one off. We're not going to need it. We're actually going to place it below the fish. That way, it's not in the way. Now, what's going to happen here, I'm going to go back up to my guava. I will go Edit, Free Transform. Hold down Shift. Reduce it in size. And I notice what's happening. It's not transforming my drop shadow there. So I'm going to have to go adjust it. That's okay. It happens. Things like that. It's part of working with computers. It thinks it knows what I want. Control plus to zoom in. I'm using the space bar to drag. And you can see it's really been exaggerated here, how much it's going to stick out. So I'm going to go back here, double click on the drop shadow, click on it to change the menu. And the distance I'm going to adjust, bring it up much closer in there, just a little bit there. Click. Now, once I'm done with that, I'll click OK. If I don't want this moving on me, I'm going to adjust it again in the future. One of the things here is I can rasterize layer style. You'll see now if I adjust it, Control T, etc., it will not change the layers. That is now permanent. That will work for you. I've disabled the layer style. So I'm going to go Control minus a little bit so you zoom out. Space bar to get the hand on the Move tool. Holding down the Alt key while moving it, I can just move it up like this, using the mouse or the touch screen. So once again, touch screen will do it too. Mouse will do it. That's one way to do it. I can also go right click on the layer, duplicate layer, and move it up. I can do it that way. Or edit copy, edit paste. I have to allow to see text and images, copy to clipboard, allow it. Put a new layer in there. And I grabbed the bottom one there because it was still on that. That's okay. Now I'm going to go up. And then finally, we can go Control C, Control V. Move that one up. That's another way to copy. Or out a little bit more, Control minus out. And then I can do Control J. All of which will do the same thing. I've got a bunch of them now. This is a good way to start. I will select all the guava copies here. Using the Move tool, you'll see up here, the line tools are over here. I'm just going to click to align them. I will use the Distribute, equal gaps, then right click, merge layer, do not flatten it. Do not flatten the layer. The difference is, just so you see it, Control 0, If I right click and I select two of them, I think I'm being, and you're like, oh, merge is good, but flatten's better. This is the difference. You can't edit that anymore. You got to undo everything. You got to cut everything out of that again. So I'm just going to do a Control Z. Don't want to do that. So I've got my guava copy there. It's all. This is it right here. I will use my Alt button just to duplicate them. This is a good start here. I will merge these two. Right click, merge layers. Go up over here. And now I have those two. And I'm just going to merge them again. You could continue to do it individually, but I'm just trying to move this along here. And you see how they overlap to protect the fish. Merge the scales. This also works, you'll notice that with many reptiles as well. Merge the layer. And we're going to start moving along here really fast. Right click, merge layer. Go back up here, I selected the wrong layer. And merge layer. And I'm holding down Shift every time I select more than one layer. So that way I can work with them. I'm going to go edit, free transform, Control minus so I can see the whole thing. Press Shift, drag it in a little bit, make it a little bit smaller. And now, just to make sure I have enough of them, hit Enter. I will drag these out here, bring them over. Once I get that, merge them once again. Shift, click, merge layers. Now that I have that, I'm ready to, I have it on top of it. I've got my scales done. I'm ready for the next step. I hope this helped you making this part here. Now the next step is, and I'm just going to do this real quick because it's only a minute or two more. So I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Warp. You guys see here, it's not the normal one. It allows you to bend things. So when I grab it, I can bend down a little bit, bring it down. There's some drag. This is apparently a large document. It's going to get to be a large document. The scales on the fish will get smaller as you get closer to the head and the head and the tail. You're going to notice that with most animals, the hair, etc. When it gets towards the eyes and nose, it gets much smaller. So now that I have that, I will go on the fish layer here. I will select with the magic wand the background, Control plus so you can see it. We've got it right here. I will turn this on now. Go to this layer. I'm going to duplicate the layer just for the sake of it, just in case something goes wrong. Just in case, like I see now that I have to move this up a little bit. That's better. And going back over here, I will reapply the magic wand. Let's see if it's there. There it is. Go up here, turn it on, and hit backspace. We've got rid of that. And now we can go start eliminate just by lower the opacity of it. I'm going to first get rid of the marching ants. So I'll go to select, deselect, and then go over here. You can see your fish. Now you might decide to get really creative and add a layer mask here, which is this box here. Anything you do on this box is not permanent. You can adjust it. This one is. Whatever you do here, it's permanent. So I go over here. I'll choose a paintbrush. I'm going to want to move this, hopefully move this out of the way without, let's See if I can move that. Good, good, good. I've got it at gray here, a gray tone. Go to paintbrush. Now black erases, white replaces. I'm going to right click, make this larger. I'll make it a fuzzy brush, which will reset. I'll make it bigger. So you can see, I'm just going to go over here just to start highlighting some of the fins and stuff, make them a little bit lighter in opacity. Oh, you can see almost all the fin there. Now, if I go too much in here, I just can go back to select white for the foreground color. Closer to pure white, the more it will show up. And I'm going to go in here now, go over and just paint this in again. So anything I go over like that, you can see. So this is basically done. I hope you was able to use this. I hope you had a good time. Thank you very much. Have a great day.